Hi everyone, it's Gwethorn from Gwethorn's Games again, and I am running the Heroic+2 Champion, and I am at the moment sitting down here on the second level of Minas Morgul, and there are a whole heap of quests to do, but basically speaking, I'm down at the eastern end and I need to pick up some whites and eventually get to Gyarados as the main elite in this area. Now there are other things that happen here, so we'll see what goes on. Okay, it's not the only elite. Oops, that was a mistake. Always the way to start. Sudden defense. Oh, okay. So yes, I'm definitely taking a lot of damage from these. I very much doubt whether I'll be able to handle all of them, given that they are elites. Okay, so but I do have to pick up a whole heap of these. I've got 6 of them to get, and then Gyarados, so I will work my way around, try and use the bubble as much as possible. Oh good, that one's not an elite. Damage reduction time. Do some more damage. Yeah, bubble please. Do some more damage. These are just normals, so it should be okay. Another gaunt man here. Got to get that bubble back up before I can continue. Try and use the bubble twice in a battle. Oh, that'd be right. Stunned immediately. Damage reduction if possible. Remove that. That's 3 foes. No, I don't want to attract that. As I said, that's the boss. So, but these have range. So it might actually be time for the boss. I'll go down the other side. Work my way in again. Okay, yeah, that's a yeah, that's not going to happen. That's a non-roving threat. Okay, let's go for another gaunt man. Stun, I think. Some damage reduction. Removal of wounds, or whatever it is. Okay, so that didn't work, so I'll use that. So that's 3. That's a ranged. Oh, they really got this surrounded with ranged creatures. So that's going to be an elite, so I don't want that one. It's not an elite, but I'm going to have to go in and potentially take 2 of them. Oh good, I didn't drag that. least gives me an angle that I can take the main boss on. That's 4 foes. Let's see if I can get the Morgul White here. That would be 5. Sudden defense, please. Some damage reduction if I get a chance. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so now we have the boss. Let's do this properly. Wait for the bubble to come up, and then we can go into it. Bit of damage reduction, I think. Bit of heal over time, I think. I'm going to have to go for another heal removal. Oops, that'd be right. Bracing attack, I think. Bit of stun. Get my shield back up, some damage removal, do a bit more hitting. Remove that wound, whatever that is. Challenge just to get rid of that. Okay, some damage reduction, a stun if possible. More damage reduction, well, wound removal if possible. Get that sudden defense off here if I can. Bracing attack. Got it. Okay, and I'll actually have a look at the glowing page while I'm here just to be cheeky.
Now I say to thee, rejoice, for thy city is freed. With what power we wield, Celeborn and I have taken back Minas Morgul.
Okay. Let's get this rare chest. Let's see if I can get it without doing the Gaunt Lord. Yes, I can. Okay. And parchments, among other things. Okay. So I'll hand that in because that's good. Now, I've got some scouting locations to get. None of them are over here. They're all over the other side, which is good. Okay, so it's time to milestone back to Minas Morgul. I'll hand that in. I've got these things. While these quests are definitely doable, I'm going to hold off on those. I think I might do those offline. Actually, first of all, I'll go to Ecadurial. Oh, wrong one. First of all, I'll go to Ecadurial because that is the epic to progress. Okay, so what does Faramir want?
We are not the only ones taking an interest in Minas Morgul.
The Valley of the Secret Shadow. I do not like that. Perhaps Mithrandir will know something about the place. Yes, Mithrandir will definitely know something about the place. Now, do I want this? It's still not as good as what I have. I will keep it though. Yes, uncovered developments most interesting from the study of the Black Book of Mordor.
I will tell both you and Prince Faramir what I have learned.
Okay, talk to Mithrandir and complete the instance, the Sword and the Stone Maiden. I actually think I'll have a quick look around and see if there's any. Oh, okay. Well, let's do it.
Faramir, I must ask that you not pepper me with questions. These are the halls of memory.
Ah,
Words
yes.
of Owen give shape to deeds from long ago. Hold your questions, Faramir.
Okay, so yes, they were going through the Grey Mountains. So while this is going through, I will put that on just so that you can read it over here if you want to. Okay, let's keep going, and I will bring up the character if there's long dialogue, and I will describe what I'm doing. So we have been here before. Yep, 3 years they went through. Okay. We've got to have another memory. Now this area was strange when they added this in. I mean, they've not gone back to it, which is really quite good. But yeah, it's a bit strange. Tavern, that might have been the Merry Swan. Yes, it probably was. Okay, so this is the group. Aeneir is soon to be Gothmog. And I'll spend a little bit, let them do the dialogue, but the character I'm still running level 126 gear for everything. I have not up. It's all bound to account gear, and it's all come from the coffer. I don't think I've got any coffers here. Yeah, I've got a blue one, but and if I was to actually upgrade those, I could. If I was to upgrade the gear this way, I would get a nice little bonus. I'd get an extra 10,000 armor and an extra, 1,000 or so vitality and 8 or 9,000. So I've got 8 or 9,000 of things that I would get if I was to go for this gear again. But and I've got 4,500 motes, but I just don't want to I could get things 100 motes from doing things like that, but I just don't want to actually do that at this point. My actual intention. Okay, they're still going through the conversation. My actual intention is to get the level 130 gear that comes from the level 130 gear that comes with Minas Morgul. For the sigils, and I've got a whole lot of sigils. I'm actually coming reasonably close to level cap for the sigils. These are the sigils for Minas Morgul. But you can actually barter when your reputation is high enough. You can actually barter for level 130 gear, and that's what I'm going to be going for. I'm a level and a half away from 130 gear, and that should be sufficient to push me several levels further into Minas Morgul. I am expecting elite level 130 characters at the top of Minas Morgul, so that's going to be problematic. But if I get to level 131, then I've got the I've got other gear from that's the level cap. The moving towards level cap. So that's the Gundabad gear. But I'll get to the level 130 gear almost certainly. Haven't got that much more to do in level 128, but we'll go from that. So also, as you can see, I'm still running the blue line, the deep blue, because I'm definitely using Unbreakable and Mighty Roar. So I've got Unbreakable here, which increases the morale. Okay, so they've had that conversation. So let's see what Gandalf has to say. Plans were made kept secret from all but Aenir's band. Even his father did not know that they intended. Voin says this to the pleasant weather, few clouds, warm but not uncomfortable. Left the city without incident. Similar things so highly. Silmathar thinks so highly of our chance that he believes the prince will be made king upon our successful return. Yeah, it didn't happen. So they went to fight and basically did not return. Okay, well, let's keep going with Mithrandir. Yes, so, yes, definitely using the unbreakable, and I'm getting good advantage out of the unstable, the extra damage when I get hit by a crit, and the fight through pain, which gives me an extra 10% chance to parry when I'm hit with a critical. So I'm getting good advantage out of that. Let's keep going. Okay. So here they are, and they're running towards the end of their battles. So they're not being able to retake the fortress. So Aenir's dulled sword, which is a thing. And we'll let this conversation continue on. So, yes, and having the die need, sitting die need, giving me the 50% max morale, that's saved me more times than I can think of at this point. That I've got the damage, I've got extra healing from the bracing attack, which also has got me at 33%. That's because of the traceries that I'm using. Okay. So they know they have to slay Urgakor, but they couldn't find him. And here comes Uridani Stone Maiden, who you may remember because we let her go in Mordor Besieged. And if you, although it wasn't in these videos, the Uridani Stone Maiden was in the Black Book of Mordor, turned into a fire being. Okay, so yes, and I'm still all the way down the yellow. I haven't pushed into to get the extra from Wild Swings. I just don't have the points to do it. I've needed. Yeah, I don't need to do that. But I'm all the way down here with the Blades of Courage. Restore 20% chance of restoring 5% morale. So yeah. Malgadir's dead, and they are going to try, but gone. Okay. Let this play itself out. So, single target attack, single target crit, base morale multiplier, that's an extra 4.5% morale. All the bubbles and all the other things work off morale, so they're nice to have. Die need cooldown, definitely needed because I've been using that to save myself enough. Feral Strikes, so that's my extra single target, removes corruption. Good for Heroic+2, but also just a nice big single target attack. Fear Nothing cooldown, you can see how often I use Fear Nothing to remove diseases and other things. Sudden Defense cooldown, I've got that. That's the most important part of the blue line. That and it's just so good. Wild attack damage, well, that's one of my main fervor generators other than Battle Frenzy. But I've also got Swift Strike and Blade damage, Power Restore. In the other line, other build that I've got, I go further down the yellow line and I've actually got Broad Sweep sitting in there, which gives me 3 blade attacks, which is nice. Okay, so they've had their conversation. So A&E's band returns, they lost their friends, but it really was yep, no record of the doomed expedition. Yep, okay, so we're finished now. Encounter shuts down. So yeah, so I'm running the blue. It definitely gives me more survivability, slightly less multi-target attacks, but at this point I absolutely need to be able to hit single targets, elites mainly. If I don't have something to beat elites with, then I'm definitely in trouble. But area of effect damage, area of effect crit, Raging Blade damage, because Raging Blade is one of my main attacks. Bracing attack heal, which was what started me on this, so I've got a boost on that. Blade Wall damage, well, Blade Wall does a lot of work here. Adamant and Invincible, so I've got extra duration and extra unbreakable damage, which is great. I mean, Mighty Roar is great when I use it. Battle Frenzy cooldown, where you couldn't get away without Battle Frenzy, and fight on critical chance. So whenever I do that, I get an extra 9% chance of criticals. So,
Quite a tale.
but Emel's doomed adventure into the circuit now called Durthang has brought to mind a recent conversation while Baragon spoke to me of someone with interest in that place. Speak to my captain to ask him what happened to the man with the shield. A man with Athelian he was, a man of Athelian he was, but I confess I do not know the name. He was here at camp and I've not seen him since I returned. So, what I will do is talk to Baragon, but...
The man with the shield? Aye, I remember him. What did he name himself? Arnoth, I think he was called.
Look for Arnoth by the tent northwest of Baragon in Akad Uriel, but what I'm actually going to do... Oh, well, actually... Okay, Daggerus catches your eye.
Our work is never done, is it?
Examine the map on the table. Now, what I think I might do at this point is I have done a fair amount of describing of what Anathos dagger is embedded in the map. Okay, so I have a new vector. And that location is where are we? Lock and set as here we are. Okay, so I'm going to go and continue this on next time, but what I'm also going to do is before I head over there, I'm actually going to go back to clean up the second level. I won't do it online, I'll do it offline, but I'm going to go and just clean up all of the extra quests in the second level of Minas Morgul. Make it a lot tidier. It'll get me some good experience out of it, but there's absolutely no reason for me to do it online. But I would like to clean it up, so I'll talk to Damrod inside. And then I'll take on those. I need to get 8 of these done before I can get to the next level, and they're not the most exciting quests in the world. 9 of this, 10 of that, 8 of this, 6 of that. So I'm going to do those offline. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I've gone to the right spot. Okay, Damrod. Yep. Yeah, okay, so that's the Harrowing of Morgul.
I have orders for you,
But
soldier.
I will go to the next level up and talk to him again, because I want to hand in that Corpses of Sorrow just to make sure there's no extra quest sitting there underneath it. And then I'll take those out.
Let us help you bring glad
Yeah,
tidings,
nothing.
friend.
Okay, so I will catch you in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and I'm sure you will appreciate me not taking the time to take those out online. And then I will travel to the location. I'll actually travel to where are we? That'll do. I'll actually travel to Ekaterim, and then I'll go from there to the epic. But we'll go from there. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye all.